Hey, beautiful people, it's Miss Jazz back again on this Freaky Friday to tell you my top 5 things that I think that you should do if you're thinking about starting a business. Now, I know we have these wonderful ideas and all these big dreams of becoming billionaires. Because if you don't, I don't know what you're thinking about, especially in this day and age with the economy just so high, with inflation. It's time to think about what's next. It's time to think about how do I prepare to start this business. Now, my name is Jazzmin. I'm a 37-year-old single mom. I've been incorporated for 6 years and I've been in an actual building for the last 3 years. Today, I just want to tell you the top 5 things that I feel you should do before you even get into establishing and incorporating your business, coming up with a business name or anything like that. Like, once you have the idea, like, I want to start a business. So I have my notebook here because I don't want to mess up. I don't want to miss anything. I want to make sure you guys get all the juicy information to prepare you for the life of an entrepreneur. You are a creator, you are an entrepreneur, you feel like it's in your bones and you're ready. You got this idea that's keeping you up at night in the wee hours of the morning, or it's just imposing on your thoughts throughout the day. Yeah, it may be time for you to just take that leap of faith. Before I get into my top 5, I want you to know that you are not in competition with anybody. Your only biggest competitor is yourself. And not to say that you won't have competitors, meaning the people that do the same thing that you do in the field that you select, but you want to look at it as like a healthy competition. You don't want to look like you want to take down that person. You want to look at it and have a healthy admiration for that person, and also to identify where you can improve or what you could do better or what you could offer more. You want to look for ways that you could offer solutions to, problems or what have you. So, without further ado, go ahead, grab your pen, get your notebook, get cozy so we can get into these top 5. These are not in any particular order, but they are a must. And at number 1 is the mindset. Now, we all know before we start anything, we need to get our minds right. And how do we do that? We want to make sure that we're as healthy as possible if we're taking on a venture, because we don't just want to just be mediocre, or we're not just creating a new hobby. You're actually considering going into business, and this can take you through a lot. So you just want to make sure that you're as healthy as possible. And how do we do that? Is we want to get rid of all distractions. And what does that look like? The less fun part means you may need to say no to those parties. I know we like to be outside, but if we're gonna be in business, we're gonna be doing more adulting, then we're gonna have to say no. We can't be outside, ladies and gents. We gotta bring it on in, enjoy home, and just start to really cultivate a relationship with ourselves, relationship with God. It's very important that you have some type of faith and belief system, that you believe in some type of higher power, whether it be your higher self, God, you pray to Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, a rock, the universe, whatever it is. You need something that gives you life and inspiration to keep you full. So, you want to eliminate the distraction of maybe going out. I know I said it again. I repeat myself. You also want to eliminate social media. So you want to decrease your screen time, and you'll probably hear me say that a million times. So social media can be a very big distraction that we may not even be aware of. But the time that we sit scrolling and taking in other ideas that people have formed and put together, it's time that you could be pouring into yourself to make sure that you are the healthiest, best version of yourself. for when you get ready to actually form this business. You also want to get rid of naysayers. So if you happen to disclose your idea to anyone and they are just like, no, you can't do that, or won't you try this and that, and if you find that it's really not constructive, then you want to get away. You don't even want to argue with the person. If you're not able to eat the meat and spit out the bones, you should just walk away. I say just distance yourself from those people just completely. I don't say you have to cut them out of your life. You might somewhere down the road if they keep doing that. But you just want to distance yourself from any type of naysayers because you want to be laser sharp focused on your target. And also, under being as healthy as possible, you want to rid yourself of any negative self-talk. That means those thoughts in your head that maybe putting doubt or feeling like you can't do it, or like you're not qualified, you're not good enough. You want to make sure that you're doing things to qualify yourself. You will be surprised at who started what with what they had and it was enough. If you ever heard the saying, everything that you want is inside of you. Everything that you need is really inside of you, because it's all about your perspective. It's all about what you bring into your reality and how you live it. Like, it's all what you created. So in order to do this, it's a very good idea to imagine yourself in the business, operating it at whatever standpoint, whatever position you want to be in your life, whatever your life is going to look like as this business owner. You want to sit with yourself, you want to close your eyes, and you want to imagine it. And if you can even draw it, you don't have to be the best artist, but if you can draw it to look as lifelike as possible, then that's what you want to do. And that feeling that you get when you're in your space, when you're in your business, when you imagine yourself bossed up, sitting at your desk or in your salon, or whatever the business is, you're in your warehouse and you're putting together products, you're signing invoices, whatever it is that you choose to do, it's very important that you can visualize it. If you can visualize it, then it is real. It is very real. Oh my gosh, it's a fly. He's so disrespectful. So you want to do that, and you want to write it and make it plain. Write it and make it plain. I mean, like old-fashioned pen and paper. You want to write down every single detail of your life as this business owner, but you want to write it as if you already have it. So you wouldn't say, I'm going to open up my salon. You're going to say, I opened up my salon suite in 2024. It's a full service suite. The decor is beautiful. The colors are black and yellow and gold. And my customers are satisfied. I have a revenue coming in of yada, yada, yada. I wear this to work. I smell like this. I eat this in the morning. I wake up at this time. My customers leaving feeling this way. So you just want to be as detailed as possible about what you are bringing to life, because it's just waiting for you to acknowledge it, basically. So now, and that's a little meditation, visualization exercise. So we might get into more of that in the future. So number 2 on my list is you need to clean up your diet. Now, I'm not just talking about the food you eat, because if you eat good, you're definitely going to feel good. So on this journey to preparing yourself, you definitely want to make sure that you're filling your body with things that are going to make you feel alive, So what does that look like? That looks like eating your greens, hydrating with water, with melons, eating your dark fruits, just taking a look at your diet and really saying, could I do better? Where could I make improvements starting out slow, and what I found out is eventually it becomes a lifestyle. Now, I'm not going to say you can't eat meat or you need to go vegan or pescatarian or anything like that, but you definitely should be, taking in your greens. Our diet is about what we consume as a whole. So how do we consume things as humans? We consume through our eyes, we consume through our ears, our mouths, based on the environment that we're in. So what should we be listening to? We should be listening to motivational podcasts and music that is uplifting and makes us feel good. Now I know it be some bangers out there, the trap music, the drill music. We think it's making us feel good, but there's something called cognitive dissonance that is telling us a lie. It's telling our subconscious a lie. So I want you to be more mindful about the things that you're listening to and just making sure that it's aligning with your path. Like, if you're a good person and you're not out here doing things to people to hurt them and harm them, like, you just want to make sure that music is lining up with that. If you are a person that is happy with yourself and whole with yourself, even if you're single, you don't want to listen to music that is of a lack state, meaning I want you, baby, I need you, baby. All of these things can bring you down. So you just want to make sure that you stay in an elevated state as much as possible. Books, that is going to condition your mind to thinking a certain way. And the information that you're reading is going to also shift your perspective in a way to think in a business mindset. One of the first books that put me in that place, well, I was already in a business mindset before I started out, but one of the things that one of the books that really pushed me was Who Moved My Cheese. And when you look at it and you think like, 2 rats and a block of cheese, how could this help me? But that book is so powerful, I'm telling you. Another book that I enjoy and I go back to now is The Power of Now. It's more a meditative reading, but it's really good at helping you find balance within your life and just appreciating what you have and being present in the moment, which is going to be crucial once you get into business or once you start to create lists and start to tackle them, and just being able to cope with things that can be overwhelming. So I'll put the link for those in the description box for you to check out. You want to be around people that encourage growth through change. A lot of times, like, I'm from the hood, and a lot of people pride themselves in never changing. I never change. Like, we got a whole song about it. I never change. I think that's what he be saying. But change is good, and you want to say that to yourself. I welcome positive change, because change equals growth. So you want to surround yourself with people that are, used to that. You want to surround yourself with people that are making moves to better their lives in some capacity. Once again, with the diet, we eat with our eyes too. Once again, you want to limit that screen time. It's very important to limit screen time because our brains are comparing our lives to the lives of the people that we see. And we're taking in all kinds of information. And, before we know it, we're staying up late in the wee hours of the morning. So you just want to limit your screen time. I'm not saying that you don't need to be on social media, because we are in the age of technology and information. And social media is a major tool, especially for businesses, like growing business and things like that. Hence why I'm on here today. Like, social media is actually a business. So you just want to be very responsible about your screen time and just move from there. And at number 3, we want to clean up our environment. I guess this is kind of like part of cleaning up your diet as well. But you want to clean up your environment. And what that means is you want to get so organized And this is important because when you start off organized, you'll remain organized the whole way through. And you know what they say, a clean space equals a clear mind, and cleanliness is next to godliness. So why not? So what you want to do is you want to go through your home and you want to clean your home. You want to organize everything. Everything should have a place. Time to go through your emails, and you want to, any subscriptions that you really don't need, you want to unsubscribe from those subscriptions, and you want to clear out your inbox. That's something you could do. You want to go in your phone and see what apps you don't use or what apps will be deemed as distractions, and you want to clear that out as well. When I did this and when I do this for myself, I usually delete all my shopping apps. I usually unsubscribe from all of the shopping websites that I have filling up my inbox. I do that, and I go through and I delete all the emails, so that everything is like you're creating a clean slate. You want to start with a fresh start because we're getting ready to build, and you want to build on a clean, clear foundation. You can take it a step further and go through your contacts and deleting contacts. If you want to do that, you want to clear out your messages. I know we got like 1,000 and some unread messages, and I know you want to keep them receipts, girl. I know you want to keep them receipts, but it's old stagnant energy. If it's not something that you need for maybe legally or something, then just delete it. Like, you're about to be a whole new person, so unbothered. You don't need any of those receipts. You don't need any proof that somebody was texting you. Go ahead and delete it. You'll feel so accomplished. You'll feel very accomplished. Being organized, it also breeds consistency with yourself. So once you, just for example, once you go through and you delete all your emails, you'll get accustomed to seeing that clean space. So when an email comes in and you've read it, you've checked it, you're done with it, you're deleted. So you get accustomed to that. So it forms a process in your mind, which is essential to when you're running a business. It gives you a clear view of the task at hand and also what you've accomplished. So it's a good way to keep inventory if you can see directly what's in front of you. And it's kind of hard to see if you got a lot of clutter. So we want to clear up the clutter in our homes and in our phones and in our life, and just get organized, get focused. All right, so at number 4 we got, you want to identify your why. And this should probably be number 1 because the why is big. Like, it should be a big why. Urge that you have to stay up late at night researching your idea or thinking about your idea, or the intrusive thoughts that you have about your idea. You need to figure out why. Why is it important enough for you to take a step further into it? This why should usually have some sort of emotional tie to it. Let's just say you want to do this because it'll set your family up for financial freedom in the future. Like, that is big. It can be tied, it should have an emotional tie, and it probably will have some sort of link to your faith or your belief system. And the reason why is because it can't be just like, oh, I want to do it because I want to do it because it's going to make me look cool. You can find something else to make you look cool. The why needs to be the thing that's going to make you not stop. No matter what, it's going to be very, very hard for you to, just put this project down and move to another one. So for me, my why is, I didn't give myself any other choice. And it's because, I am the provider for my family. So this is how I provide for my family. This is my why. And further down the line of being a hairstylist, my why changed. Once I realized that my testimony, the things that I had overcome in my life, I was able to share that knowledge, that wisdom, those experiences with women in my chair, and I was able to speak life into them. So my why became to empower women. Like, I know someone sits in my chair, I know they're going to need me in some type of way other than, making them feel beautiful on the outside. I have something that I can offer them on the inside of me. Our last one, and before I say this last one, don't mean to interrupt you. I know this is good information, but I need you to like and subscribe right now. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so you want to create a routine. So you got yourself cleaned up, you feeling good, you feeling healthy. All of this ties into creating a routine. A routine is a must because it creates a consistency. And if you can stick to a routine for a good 30 days, then that means you're committed. You're committed to yourself. And once we can commit to ourselves, then we can commit to something else. So you want to create a routine that involves journaling, and this is where you can journal about your higher self, your future self. Take inventory of now, show gratitude. First thing in the morning, you want to be thankful for everything that you have. This is where you can also write down your affirmations. You can also, a lot of people like to break up and have separate journals or separate notebooks. You can, any ideas that you have, you want to write that down. You always want to be writing things down because there is something so powerful about that pen to paper. I'm telling you, like, I'm not imagining things. I have a story. So about the salon suite that I have now, a lot of people's like, well, what made you start? What made you want to get a suite? Well, the initial thoughts that I had was not to open up a suite, but it was kind of like a right on time thing. However, at some point in my journey as a hairstylist, I can remember sitting down and doodling, making a blueprint of a salon. It wasn't a very big salon, but I had an image in a book of the place that I have now. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's something very powerful. So when the time came and I needed a space and it was time, I felt like it was time for me to have my own. It was there. It was ready with, I want to say, minimal preparation. Minimal preparation. Well, I guess if you look at over the span of time, I was being prepared. From working in different salons, working at different jobs, even, that all prepared me for that moment. But it wasn't like, in the next 3 to 6 months, I'm gonna get my own salon suite. No, it was not that. I promise you it wasn't. And we'll get into that story later. But I just say that to say, whatever you put down and you have that feeling with it, you embody that positive feeling and you write about it, and you just stay on your path, more than likely it's gonna come true. So back to our routine. So with this routine, you want to include, gratitude. You want to be thankful as soon as you wake up. You want to pray. You want to get your meditation in, which, that's where you do your visualization and all that good stuff. You want to, do your affirmations in the mirror. You want to speak life into yourself in the mirror. First thing in the morning, this is what we're putting. You're the first person that you talk to. So you have to carve out time. I know you're busy. You got to get these kids up. You got to get them fed. You got to get hubby. I know you got to do all these things. But I promise, if you could get up at least an hour earlier, you could do all of these things that I'm telling you. And it's all about how you prepare at night too. So with the routine, you want to have a morning routine and you want to have a nighttime routine, because if you finish soft at night, the nighttime prep is all for a good morning. So we do that, and we can do our affirmations in the morning. You want to prep yourself to look your best, feel your best. You want to plan out your day. You should have some type of body movement in your routine, which is very, very important. And you just want to really just try to schedule your day down to the hour. down to the hours, just that way that you're having a fulfilled day, and also including and carving out some time for you to work on your business. You know, you will probably have a full-time job, which is an amazing start, believe it or not. Like, a lot of people, they just, they want to just throw away their job and start a business. I would not suggest that. I suggest that you take baby steps, and I suggest that you plan and you save and you just prepare yourself to go ahead and launch your business. And just think about, you always have a baseline at a job. Like, you may have a cap on how much you can make, but you also have a baseline for the minimum that you can make. In business, there's no minimum. There's no cap, but there's no baseline either. So just keep that in mind when you're preparing yourself. When you go to work for these people, you want to make sure that you're coming home and you're putting some time towards your ideas. We'll just do a recap for, just having that boss mindset. You want to just, number one, be as healthy as possible. Number two, clean up your diet. Remember, we consume with our eye. Oops, my eyes not over there. We consume with our eyes, our ears, our nose, our mouth, our whole being. So just make sure that all of that is clean. Clean up your environment, get rid of those old emails, clean up your space, clean up your social media, delete all apps. Just start from a clean slate. You also want to go ahead and identify that big why. Why do you want to do this? Why is this so important? Why is this thing impeding my mind? Like, why is this thing taking over me? What is going to stop me from not doing it? Why not? And last but not least, go ahead and create that routine so you can just be focused. So you could just be focused and you could be on point and you're in your routine and you're just gonna feel so good, amazing, and healthy. And there you go. Like, once you do this will become regular. I'm not saying that you're perfect and that you're always gonna do everything by the book. But when you start off with this clean slate and you may come up against a time where you feel overwhelmed. If you've already established these things in your life and you've done them for 30 days and something goes wrong, that means that you can go back and say, hey, what am I not doing? How's my environment looking? What type of people am I hanging out around? Am I on social media too long? So once you stick to your routine, it's a great way to track yourself. So now that we got our top 5, we identified our why and all that good things, there is not a doubt in my mind that you are not ready to start your business. So in these future, videos up ahead, I plan on giving you more tips. And if any of this information was helpful to you, I encourage you, please, 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 please leave me a comment down below. I'm going to go ahead and link those books for you as well. I hope that you went out and you got your planner and you picked up your journals, and I wish you much, much, much success. Be well.